hello, and welcome to Gratitude Happy Hour. Oh my gosh, I so love this show. It's all about gratitude, it's all about uplifting energy. And I have a beautiful guest with me today that I'll be introducing after the music. So I'm going to play my song. You all know the drill. Share this out while the song plays. Thank you. All right. I so love that song. And I feel like that song was written just for me. No matter what's going on around us. I mean, sometimes it does feel like the sky is falling down. Sometimes it feels like everything just comes crashing in. But we have that choice, don't we? We have the decision to go into that energy of chaos and spin, or we can keep that high and keep searching for that very spiritual part of us that knows we can handle anything. There are no limits. And so I play that song every week on this show, and I hope that you all enjoyed it. I really love it. And thank you to those who shared it out. My guest co-host today, I am so excited about having her here, and I've been looking forward to this all week. Monserrat Melendez, thank you for joining us today. Hello, hello.
Hi, thank you. It's a pleasure for me to be here, Teri. Thank you.
I just adore you. I first encountered you through our Lily Ortega. She introduced me to you, and just being in your presence is so uplifting. And I'm just excited for the conversation we're going to have today. And I know we have people with us that I'm not familiar with. We have Aurora Rakina. Is that how you say it? Rakina.
All my crew is here.
Hola.
They follow me everywhere I go.
Yay. Welcome, welcome to Gratitude Happy Hour. We have our Hope over in the UK. Hope, I was just talking about you before the show, and I told Monserrat how I was celebrating all day today the good news that you shared with us this morning. And so we were talking about how we really need good news right now, don't we? It's just, we've been through so much. And I think every little bit of good news that we can get is just that next step to help us. Sorry, my phone. Every bit of good news that we can get just helps us to keep that high and to keep looking for it and to keep knowing that it is out there, that things can turn around from the way that they are looking at in any given moment. And our Grace Isis is here. Hello, Grace Isis, and thank you for welcoming Monserrat. And Sophia Rego, hello, hello. Sophia's been very busy behind the scenes this week, promoting Angel Speakers, promoting our Journey of Healing the Peace on Earth tour. Sophia, I so appreciate you, and thank you for being here. So Monserrat, oh my gosh, tell us a little bit about you for those who are not familiar. I just want everyone to know you because I've seen some of your beauty firsthand, but I want everybody to know more about who you are.
Well, my name is, like you said, is Monserrat Melendez, and everybody knows me now as Monserrat Ángeles y Arcángeles in Spanish, like angels and archangels. I start seeing spirits since I was a little girl, like around, if I remember my mom telling me like around 4, I used to tell her that I see a cop in my house, that he was always there. And my mom was like, are you sure you're seeing things? She said, are you sure you're crazy? And then from there, I find out with the years, as I was getting older, that I keep seeing people in my dreams. And by the time I was, if I'm not wrong, I was 13, I have my first spirit with Jesus. Jesus appeared to me, and he told me that my life, talking about the future, that it was not going to be an easy life, but that he had a lot of faith in me and that he knows, I knew at that time that I will go through it. So I didn't see his face. I just see his clothes, his robes, and his feet. And I remember that I was on my knees because for me it was God. So I was with my face down and he told me, no, you have to look at me. And then when I put my head up, he gave me this big round ball of, I don't know if it was the same as the spikes he has in his crown. It was like a big one. And he's like, this is your life. So you have to take it. And with not doubts or anything, not thoughts, I'm like, yes. I'm like, if you're telling me that's my life, who I am to tell you no. So I grabbed it with my hands and it was heavy. It didn't hurt me. And then after that, I keep seeing him more and more and more in my dreams. And then at that time, I didn't know what meditation was or what was being meditated means. So I keep growing up, and then I start receiving messages from spirits, from dead people that I didn't even know. That they will tell me, look, I died in an accident. I need light. Could you pray for me? Or could you please tell my family that I'm okay? And I'll say yes, but I was like, who's your family? How am I going to find your family? And then little by little, I find out that it was a cousin's friends who died or a neighbor, family member. And I was like, oh, wow. So why me? Like, why they're choosing me to give the messages? And as a little girl, I was reading about angels, and then I see, oh, if you light the candle, white candle, and put 3 flowers on a triangle, they will give you a signal if they're there with you. So, curious at that age. I think when I did that, it was the same age, it was 13. So I seemed really brave in the middle of my room with my candle and my flowers and my water. And I was like, my dear angels, if you're here with me, could you please blow the candle away? And they did. But as soon as they did, I was like, thank you very much. I'm leaving.
I'm out of here.
So I step out of the room and I run away. I was like, oh my God, I really could talk to angels.
Yeah.
And then I start telling my mom, because my mom was really close to me, and my sisters, you know what, I dreamed this. I have this dream about an earthquake, but I don't know where is it or when it's gonna happen. And the most that I remember, it was one in El Salvador that I dreamed it the day before it happened, and it was like really devastating. It was really bad. And I told my mom, you see, Mom, I dreamed it before. It was yesterday and this happened today. And I see my dad and my mom just like, okay. So then when I became an adult, I still received messages. I stopped for a while because I guess I was paying too much attention to what the people were saying, that you're crazy, you're dreaming, they're not true. So I was like, okay, I don't know. It was like 2 years, I think, that I didn't do nothing. I didn't say anything, but I still keep receiving signals. So I was like, no, they really want me to pay attention. So, okay, I'll start. 2 years ago, actually more than 2 years ago, the first signal that I received that it really moved me was in December 23 of 2013. My daughter has, at that time, she was 3 years old. So her dad was working on a 7-Eleven in a store at night, and somebody robbed the store, so they shot him.
Oh, no.
We didn't make it to say goodbye, so he passed away in the hospital. My daughter was 3. Yeah. It was really sad that we couldn't say goodbye. Yes. But then my daughter told me, Mommy, my dad was here. He came to say goodbye. I see him, Mommy. he gave me a kiss.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay. And then during the viewing, I perceived this smell as roses that it will follow me everywhere. So I was like, okay, so I still got it. He's here with me. He's making me sing.
Mhm.
I went, at that time, I went to his room, and I'm Catholic. I grew up in a Catholic religion. So I have this saint that it looks like, he's from, I think he's from Lebanese. I think he is. San Charbel, that's his name. But he has like a robe in black. So everybody, when they see him, they're like, who's that?
Right.
And I really believe in him. And he knew my beliefs. So at the time when I opened the door and I was walking to his room to pick up his stuff that we were going to give away and the things that we had to do, it fell on the floor, a keychain with the image of my saint. So I'm like, okay, you're throwing things at me now. I know you're here, but you don't have to throw
Yeah.
it.
Right.
So that was my signal. I was really calm. And I guess my biggest lesson at the time that I teach now to the people who follow me and the people who believe in me, when even myself didn't believe in me, I told them, we have to forgive. The forgiveness is really our peace. It's not for the other people, it's for us.
Yes.
When they got the people who shot him, it was a 17-year-old, and I think the other one was like 21. The police and the detectives and everybody who was talking to me, they were telling me, oh, you could request the death penalty for them because you have your daughter and this and that. And they were giving you like a bunch of reasons, like for you to hate the people or the persons who did it.
Right. Mhm.
And I was just thinking, I'm like, no, I'm like, why am I gonna judge somebody who I don't know why they did it or what was the reason? Maybe he got scared. I don't know. Maybe it was a mistake. He didn't mean to, but he did it, and it happened. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna request anything. And everybody got mad at me. They're like, are you serious? You're not gonna? I'm like, no. I'm like, you know what? I forgive them both, or whoever shot the gun or shot him. I forgive him. I give him my forgiveness. I hope that really God take care of him, bless him. But I don't want to teach my daughter to have anger in her heart, to
Mhm.
hate people, and to grow up with anger, saying that they took my dad. So now when I'm in Facebook 2 years ago that I start, I guess that's my biggest lesson that I learned, that I think is really important for people to understand that it is possible to forgive other people. Like we complain
Yes.
if the neighbor or your friend, you got to fight and they look at you like in a weird way or something. And we make like a big thing. Oh my God, don't talk to me. I never again. And I'm like,
Right.
there's things bigger than that that
Mhm.
we could forgive.
Yes.
So I think
Yes.
that is the biggest message that I have for my experience, for my life. Um, I'm a really lovely person. I love everybody. I don't believe in darkness. And I
Right.
guess they're teaching me too that not all the people is nice. I learned my lessons too in trusting people that I don't supposed to trust. But even though that they didn't pay me back the way I wanted or being grateful with me, I still love them.
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
I can't feel something negative for those people because they teach me something. And then I
Yeah.
hear comments of people around me, my family or friends, they're like, Monse, come on, you don't learn. It's because I feel that I could love everybody. And I think that everybody's
Yes.
like me. Like they're gonna love us the same. I'm like, I know
Right.
maybe
Yeah.
you guys think I'm wrong, or maybe you're like, Monse, you live in your pink bubble.
The pink bubble is awesome, I think. And
Yes,
oh
and
my
I'm like,
God, what a beautiful message, you know,
but I
forgiveness
believe
and
he
love.
could do it. Yes, I mean, I have faith that the most people we touch, that's why I help the people with all the work that God gave me, like being a medium, being a psychic, talking to angels, to oh my goodness, the ascendant masters, like everybody whose light that they come to me and they talk to me, I deliver the message in a
Right.
lovely way. People who's been
Yes.
suffering because they lost a person, a family member, a
Mhm.
sibling. I try to change those pain feelings into release and love.
Right. The comfort. Yeah.
Yes, like I could show them, like even me when I went through with when my dad passed away. That is, he just passed 1 year. It was his anniversary in May. The next day that my dad passed away, I was doing a live, and everybody's like, "Monse, why are you doing a live? Your dad just passed away." I'm like, because I want you to see that when you love someone, you could honor the memories he gave you. Like my dad gave me and teach me who I am. He showed me since I was a little girl. Maybe he wasn't perfect because nobody's perfect, or maybe the way he loves me was different. It was really strict and I'm the man, you know. But
Mhm.
at the end, he helped me to be who I am.
Yes.
And when I showed them that, and I told them I'm a person who tried to be super honest, like almost clear person, so you could see through me my feelings that are real, that
Mhm.
I don't lie, that it's not something that I take advantage
Right.
in with other people. Like I met
Yes.
so many people, they take advantage when the other people are suffering, to
Mhm.
charge them thousands of dollars, or to charge them for things that the same people is telling you, and they're just using the same information and you give it with different words. I'm like, no, that's not helping. That's hurting the people more.
Right. Yes.
And
Yes.
yesterday, I start one of my classes to teach people how to become a medium, or to lose those fears about the spirits, all that we have since we're little, that with the movies and this and that, that is not true.
Mhm.
And I was given my class yesterday, and then I start hearing one of the spirits, and I'm like, really? And I asked my girls, I'm like, do you guys know this person who passed away? I think it was a heart attack. There's a machine, the machine for the heart, that I'm listening in my ear. He keeps screaming, telling me, talking to me. And my girls were like, what? I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I know I'm teaching a class, but there's not something that I could tell them. Okay, let me put pause. Let me
Right.
continue with the class. So I
Yeah.
try to make it in a lovely way, like in a funny way sometimes, so they don't be scared to
Right.
listen. And then I keep
Yes.
asking them, "Are you guys listening when I'm listening?" And they're like, "No." Okay, I'm like, "I'm not crazy. I still hearing people." I'm like, it's just the spirits, they need help. And now, at
Yes.
this moment of my life, I understand that what God wants me to do is to take those spirits that they don't know they passed away, or that they're being trapped in that moment of their death, to the light.
Yes. Right.
And
Yeah.
it's not been easy. I was a really scared person. I'm honest, and I always say it. But thanks to my beautiful Michael, my archangel Michael,
Yes.
he removed all my fears.
Mhm.
And now I could help the spirits, guide them
Right.
to the light. And I love when
Yes.
they told me bye, and
Oh,
they give me a
yes.
blessing, and they say thank
Yes,
you. That
absolutely. It's a beautiful moment, isn't it? It is amazing. I just wanted to go back. You were saying that you had these gifts, you know, almost, I would say from the beginning. I'm thinking you had them like forever. But there was a point where you just, you chose to put it aside because of the reactions you were getting from other people. You know, that is the most common reason why people shut down their gifts.
Yes.
Being ridiculed by others, being made fun of, being looked at as you're strange or weird or different. You know, we go through that when we are in tune with who we are and those gifts. And you know, I feel like we have a responsibility to speak the messages that come through. But then there's that human side of us that
Yes.
says, oh, they're looking at me weird. They're thinking that, you know, I've lost it here, you know. So let's talk about that for a minute. That's just such a huge fear with people that they just shut down. And I am so grateful that you didn't shut down, that you didn't, you know, just stay subdued, that spirit kept at you and kept nudging you, and that you're here now doing what you do because you are a blessing to others. Anytime you can give comfort to someone who's lost a loved one and let them know that message that, oh, your loved one is still here, they love you, they're good, that is a blessing to that person. But I know it couldn't have been easy for you to move past that fear of being made fun of or ridiculed or not believed that what you
Yes.
were saying was real.
Usually was people who was like really near by me. Well, obviously my brothers and sisters, because I'm the youngest one, I'm the baby. I have two older sisters, then it's my brother, and then me. My dad, I know I got it from God, but I know that my dad had it too, because he used to tell me, have you seen this? Did you see that? I'm like, Dad, what? So sometimes he used to scare me. And then when I was growing up, if I mention it to friends, they'll be like, nah, you're crazy. Nah, or people who was
Yeah.
like jealous too, they'll be like, come on, there's no way you could do that because it's you. And then at this point of my life, being an adult and a mom, and I got married with my husband now. I have a beautiful family. I have 4 beautiful kids. I don't care, they're my kids. And
Yes.
my husband's family, there was this person who doesn't know me, who I never seen before. It was one of his cousins. There goes your 5 minutes of fame. And one time I was doing a live on Facebook when I started it, and I was giving messages. And then my little one, sometimes it's impossible to keep him in one place because I think, I know he has it. He could see spirits too. He's a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for me to keep him in one place. He's really attached to me. So when I'm doing the lives, sometimes now my whole audience knows him because he's always saying hi, or he goes on the
Oh
back
yeah.
grabbing a car, and I'll be like, oh my God. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, you know what, God, if you want them to see him, it's fine with me. So I was doing a live and he started crying, but I have my kids with him. And right away I received a text that it was more like a letter telling me, you're a bad mother. You don't take care of your kid. You're doing a live. You're not paying attention to him. I'm like, okay, you're a witch. And you're this and that. I'm like, okay. And and I was going to answer, and I was like, hold on, Monse. You're not the same Monse back in the days that will explode in 2 seconds and go off on this person. And it was a girl, a lady. So I was like, Michael, please, my love, tell me or give me the words that I need to tell this lady. So I started typing, and I told her, look, I know that your life is not easy because you're a mom of a special kid, that he's an angel and he needs you. I know that you have anger, but it's just your reflection in me. I'm not doing nothing to you because you don't even met me. You don't know me. We haven't even met. So in a lovely way, I'm telling you, I know what I'm doing. If you don't believe, I respect that.
Mhm.
And then she started talking to me about the Bible and this and that and religion. I'm like, look, I grew up in a Catholic family, but I'm not those people who lives in church. I have to be honest. I'm not going to lie to the people and tell them, oh, yes, I'm there every day at 7, 8, 3. Like, no, I don't have the time. But I don't need a place to go to talk to my God. I
Right.
love him. I believe in him and he lives in me. So he knows.
Mhm. Yeah.
And respectfully, don't talk to me like that. I haven't done nothing to you. I send you blessings, angels that you don't believe, and try to be nice. And then she answered me back and she's like,
Yes.
you're a witch. Bye. Like, oh,
But that's
I
all right,
know you're
because you know what? That is her movie. That's what she is doing
exactly.
in
So I
her
was
path.
like, I can't.
You stayed consistent with who you are. You stayed in
Exactly.
yourself, your spirit, your way of being and relating to others and to God. So, you know, whatever happens with those other people, and that's the point about forgiveness. That's
Yes.
why we say forgiveness is not about that other person. It has nothing to do with that other person. It's what
Exactly. It's with
you
us.
are doing
Mhm.
inside of you.
Yes. So after that, she never talked to me again. And I met
Right,
her once in my mother-in-law's funeral. But I act normal. I'm like, you know what? I didn't do nothing to you. You don't know me.
right.
I
Mhm.
don't get, I can't say anything bad or wish anything bad for you because that's not the way I am.
Yeah,
So what I'm trying to say with this story is that we need to learn that we are not responsible for what other people think about us because
right.
we worry
Yeah.
if it was us who were thinking about us.
Mhm.
And that's something that I try to teach too, that I learned now that I'm not responsible if I help people and they're not like me, or they think different, or they don't believe, or they talk
Yeah,
on my back, or whatever they do. I'm not responsible for that. I'm
right.
responsible to deliver the message, to give them the love that I feel that I need to give.
Mhm.
And that's my mission. I'm not
Yes.
responsible for if they believe in me or if they call me a witch, that now it's an honor. Thank you very much. Or if they tell me something else, I try to
Yeah.
see like Archangel Michael always told me, see it with humor. You're
Yes.
always smiling. And then when I do my lives, that's what I try to do. Because as soon as I started a live on Facebook, I noticed and I could feel I'm really sensitive. So I start feeling the headaches, the sadness, and everything that
Right.
they feel.
Oh yeah.
So I start telling them, okay, let's shake off that negativity. Right now is for us to um, vibrate in a really beautiful energy, to be happy, to
Yes.
enjoy your life today, because we never know if we're going to be here tomorrow. And if I'm not here
Yeah.
tomorrow, at least I want you to remember me as the crazy monster who make you smile in a life the day before.
Right.
And everybody start laughing.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Yes.
so I think that's my mission. It took me really long to understand it because
Oops, you muted yourself, honey.
if which way that I supposed to go. I didn't know if it was just to talk to angels or just to talk to spirits. And then they put me to clean chakras and then to align chakras. So I was doing healing. So I was like, okay, hold on. Like, which way? Where do I need to go?
Yeah.
And I found people um, who teach me. Maybe it was not the correct way, but at the end, I'm grateful that they teach me something.
Mhm.
Maybe it wasn't the way I wanted it to, but I learned something good for me.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm grateful for that. And that's what I try to teach too. Even if we have, I don't call them mistakes, I call them lessons of faith. Like, that's what I call. I switched the name.
Yes.
I'm
Mhm.
like, it's just a lesson. It's for us to see what's your faith. Like, if you're gonna say, oh my God, I'm never gonna trust people again and that's it, I'm closed, I don't want to talk to anybody. Or if you're going to say, you know what, thank you for what you teach me. Maybe it wasn't the way that I wanted it to, but I learned and it made me grow. And now I understand more.
Yes.
So now I think I still don't know everything. And I told whoever follows me, I told them the truth. Look, maybe I don't have all your answers because I'm still learning. I'm still like you. We're learning together. We keep growing. But
Yes.
I could look for the information. I could ask, and whatever they give me, I could answer you. If I don't know the answer, I will tell you honestly. You know
Yeah.
what? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
what I usually say is, I don't know, but I will try to find out. You know,
And
because we're always learning, just like you said, and there's always going to be questions. There's
yes,
always going to be those things that there's no definite
no
answer
answer.
to
Yeah,
either.
no answer. And I always tell them, look, if I could see the future, I'm not gonna tell you because it's not my mission to tell you or to keep you worry about the future.
Mhm.
But just instead of worrying about the future, let's worry about today. Let's live
Right.
today like if it was your last day, because we never know. Say the people who has around you that you love them, that you miss them. Don't fight for things that we don't need to fight. Try to be lovely, forgive whoever if something happened at work, forgive everybody, and just have fun and laugh. And remember, if you
Yeah.
lost a family member and you're sad because you're grieving, I told them, I make them laugh. So I start telling them, okay, if your dad, like me, passed away or your mom, what was the funniest thing that he made for you to laugh? And
Mhm.
then everybody started commenting, oh, my dad did this or my mom did that. And then everybody started laughing. I'm like, you see,
Yeah.
there's a different way of
Yes.
remember our loved ones with love and humor instead of being crying and sad
Yes.
and make them sad too because they get sad. I see my dad's
Yeah.
face when I'm sad and he looks at me like, you know, I'm getting sad, right? So why are you crying? So I'm like,
Yeah.
let's be all happy. Let's make them happy. So we could be happy too.
Exactly. And laughter raises the vibration. So anytime you can go into that higher vibration, it lowers that sadness and that fear. It just kind of dissolves that. So I just loved your methods. I love the way that you teach and the way that you live your life. Thank you. Thank you for living out loud. We have so many people with us today. I'd like to acknowledge some of our guests that are with us virtually
Yes,
and say hello to Laura Gonzalez,
I learned.
Evangelina Pobletti. I'm probably
One
butchering
of
some
my
of these
top
names.
fans. Yes.
Julie Kiss is here. Hi, Julie.
Actually,
And our Lily is here. And Zelly Chavez. Thank you
mm-hmm,
for being here. Erica Hoppy is here. Lupita,
mm-hmm,
Aurora, Cielo, Evangelina,
mm-hmm.
Beatrice. Who else do we have? Abelita Chadwick. Hello, welcome. Sunmel, Jean
Mm-hmm.
Lorio. And Jean says you are a wonderful, genuine person. All
Oh,
blessings
thank
and love to you. We have Nenny Kaios,
mm-hmm.
Jenny Carmona, Danielle Prue. Danielle is one of our new hosts here
Oh,
at
hi,
Enlightened
Daniel.
World Network. She has her
Oh,
own channel now that is EWN Francais, and she'll be bringing a lot of shows that are in French. And we're so
oh
excited
yeah, I
about
saw it.
that. Yeah, we just had the launch over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We have Griselle Olvera,
Yes.
Irma Ramirez, Cecilia, and I'm not going to try your last name.
We're gonna practice your
um,
Spanish here with all my crew.
I know, I love it. I love it. I love it. And Sophia is here.
Wriggle. Uh-huh.
I've already said hello to Hope and to Grace Isis. Thank you all for coming in today. Wow, what an amazing time together. And I am loving this conversation. I wish I could read the Spanish comments. I don't speak any Spanish. I don't understand
Spanish?
it, but thank you all for being here and for sharing your love for Monserrat. As those of you who were not familiar with her can see why she is so loved and why the ones that follow her, because you are an open book. You're very transparent,
Yes.
and everything that you say is so consistent and so loving and beautiful. I
Yes.
so appreciate you and that part of you for sharing yourself with us.
I think the more transparent, like you say, the more honest we are, we're going to open more hearts,
Mhm.
because it will be really easy to tell all the people that follows me or that they see me in the lives, oh, you know what? Since I was a little girl, I was perfect. I never suffer. I have everything. And that'll be a lie that nobody will believe you. Or maybe they will, but you're going to be playing with their feelings. And I don't think that's why we're doing this.
Right.
So I
Right.
try to be really open so they could see that the life is almost the same for everybody. Like
Mhm.
I did have a tough childhood because my dad used to drink a lot, and I'm not ashamed of saying it, because thanks to that, I know how all those people who grow up in a something similar they feel. And I could
Mhm.
let them know they're not alone, that it's not only
Yeah.
them, like it could happen to everybody.
Yes.
The same as when I lost my first husband. Everybody we love somebody, and then it's gone. So
Yeah.
they could learn something from me, or I
Mhm.
could try to make it at least painful, and try to, like I said, I always tell them, let's switch like a switch for the light, from negativity
Yeah.
to positivity, to the dark
Right.
to the bright.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's how we need to live. We are
Mhm.
so distracted with money, payments, work, the kids, and this and school, and we live so fast that I think this pandemic really bring us a really important message. That's what I was
Mhm.
telling them too.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody complained that we were at home. I'm like, but if you really think about it, that's what we used to do before. So
Yeah.
why is it so hard to be with your kids in your home and talk to them, and no phones, no computers, no TV? Let's just play, talk. Like it's really funny because now I have a new personal joke. In this pandemic, I just only see my sister-in-law who's here, Sally Chavez. You mentioned her.
Mhm.
Um, she's my best friend. She's been there for me anytime I needed her. She's been there. And she came one time to visit. She has two kids with her husband. And that time she was here with the kids, and my kids, we were here. And in Mexico, we have this game that is loteria. That is cards, and then you play. You have to take out a card, and then you put either a bean or you put a penny or something on top of the card. Like bingo, but it is with
Yes.
images, sandia
Right.
and the watermelon and this and that. So we were playing, and she was born here. She born here, but her parents are from Mexico. So we're here, and I see all the kids in the phones or TV, and I'm like, no, let's play. And she bought the loteria. So we're playing, and I told my kids, this is going to be so funny because she speaks Spanish in her own way,
Mhm.
but she
Right.
doesn't know how to read it. So I was like, okay, it's going to be funny. I'm going to love this because she's going to read the cards. So then I was reading the cards and she was playing. And I told her, when you win, you have to scream loteria. Oh, yeah, no, I got it. Okay. So we were playing. And at the end, she was winning. And she's like, bingo. I'm like, I just thought we were playing bingo. It's not bingo. But what I'm trying to say is that those things are the things that we're missing. We used to play. We used to be
Mhm.
kids too. My
Yes.
dad, rest in peace, when he was alive and we were little, me and my brothers and my sisters, the dumbest thing he could have find, well, he'll make it funny. Like he started throwing baby powder in our faces, and you could imagine my house all white, full of dust, or flour, the white flour just threw in, and then eggs, and then water. So imagine the mess. And I'm like, where is all that? Why we complain
Yeah.
of being in our house with our own kids and the husband that we can stand more than 2, 3 days when
Right. Yeah.
when they used to do that? I'm like, what happened to us?
Yeah.
So, and the message I start telling them too, you see, we need to value our family, our kids. Then we
Yes.
complain when the kids grow up and they're gone. Oh my God, they're
Yeah.
gonna leave me. I'm not gonna see them. I'm gonna go to college. I'm like, but when
Right.
you have them, you didn't pay attention to them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, instead of saying it was a bad year or it was the, how did they call it? I hear something that they were calling it the year of the dead. I'm like, what kind of name is that for the year?
I
The year
know.
brings us
Yeah.
a lot of blessings. They bring us our
Yes.
values that we lost before. They
Hmm.
bring us the time that we suppose never we didn't have because, oh, I don't have time for this. Oh, I don't have
Right.
time for that. And now that you
Right.
have the time, what's your excuse?
Right. Exactly.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, no, it was a good blessing year. We learned the people who we wanted to learn. And I am really grateful for that. I feel sad, yes, for all the people we lost, that my heart goes with their families. And I always pray for all the people that they're still in sickness. Oh, thank God they're better and they're with their families, but also for the people who died. So I'm
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
why we can all be the same? Why I start with me, but then you could do a little part. You could make a prayer or include somebody in your prayer. You don't need to know them. Just pray for
Yeah.
everybody who needs a prayer. How many
That's
people
right.
lost their homes? How many kids
Yeah.
are alone and in fear? And we don't know, and there's nothing we could do like in presence,
Mhm.
but we
Mhm.
could pray for them. We could send angels so they could take care of
Yes.
those kids or
Mhm.
all the kids that are missing so they could be found alive and safe. I mean, there's a lot of things we
Yes.
could do, but we
Mhm.
don't really think about
Yeah. Right, because it's where we focus. Where's your focus going? And
it.
we're
Mhm.
focused, so many were focusing on the thorn and not
Yes.
looking at the rose. And there were a
Mhm.
lot of roses. There were a lot of things that happened positively over that
Yeah.
year. So
And
it's where's your attention? What are you looking for? Because you're going to find what you're looking for. If you're looking
yes,
for that thorn, oh yeah, there were plenty of thorns. But what about those roses? What about the
yeah,
really good things? And like Zelly says, it's a year that opened up our eyes,
yeah.
and it did. It really
Mhm.
did.
Yeah. And they bring us together. As I
Mhm.
remember when I was little, um, I kindly remember the earthquake of the 85 in Mexico that it was devastating because I was 4.
Oh, you muted yourself again.
I don't know why they keep calling me. Sorry. And I remember that there was a lot of fear and there was a lot of people who lost their siblings in the earthquake. But then I'm like, we have to go through some lessons again, faith of lessons like that, so we could grow up again and value what we have. I was one of the I was a single mom for a while. So obviously, like a single mom, I had to work 12-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts, and I wouldn't see my daughter. Thank God she was with my mom. But
Mhm.
I was like, why do I have to work so much? Why do all my attention was at work?
Yeah,
Even if I
yeah.
was sleeping, because I used to work for a AAA company for tow trucks, and I
Mhm.
was a dispatcher. I just hear the beeping in my head, bling bling from the machine getting calls. I'm like, that's not
Right.
normal. I'm going over the things that I needed to do. But with
Mhm.
the time, I started learning that the more you focus in, they need money. I don't have money. I don't have a
Right.
work. What am I going to do? Number one, you're not going to solve anything
Yeah.
because they're not going to try it to you.
Mhm.
And then I learned that the less you worry, it just flows and it comes to you.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I want something or I need to pay something like everybody else, and I don't have appointments for a while, and then they start coming and then they stop, and it comes and goes. And I'm not worried like before, like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I have no appointments. I have nobody to talk. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm like, no. Now I'm like, you know what, dear God, I'm here. You know what I need. I'll just wait.
Yeah.
And I focus on something else. Like right now, when we start the program, I was asking for a message. Who gave me the message? I'm pretty sure is Gabriel, because he's the one who teach me and told me how to communicate with the people and how to talk.
Right. The
And
messenger
I'm worried
angel.
because sometimes I switch words because I'm bilingual and I'm thinking Spanish and I'm trying to say it in English and then I get confused and it's a mess. So I told him, please, please help me so I don't get confused. And he gave me this message that for me makes a lot of sense because it's something that I want, that I've been praying. And he's telling me that we have to be loyal for ourselves, to ourselves.
Right.
We have to respect ourselves. We have to be loyal. Like you're loyal to other people, be loyal to you too.
Yeah.
Is something new coming? There's new things coming. There's new projects coming. Thank you. And there are babies coming.
Yeah.
So everything new is coming, but he's also mentioning that we have to be grateful. Grateful for everything we have, for everything we're going to receive, and for everything, for everything. Like if it's hot, thank you because it's hot. We don't complain because it's too hot. Or if it's raining, don't complain because it's raining. Like we really have to be grateful. Like today, how many people say thank you for what we have?
Right.
Like we get up and okay, let me get ready, let me get this, let me go this, and then you're like, okay, at what time did you say thank you because I opened my eyes? Or thank you because I could get up from my bed and I have a restroom and I have a house and I have food that almost all the people have food. I have the water to take a shower. I have my shower. Like, when do we say thank you?
Yeah.
And he's always saying, make a list. It's simple. Just make a
Your
list of
gratitude
blessings.
list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just make a list so you could see how blessed you are.
Mhm.
So I'm like, thank you because you're giving me this message.
Absolutely. Gratitude is the key. Every morning when I get up, it's the first thing I say. When I open my eyes and I see that I have a new day, it's like, oh, thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
God, for a new opportunity, because that's what it is.
Mhm.
You know, we decide how we're going to handle this day. What are we going to be like? What are we, what mood are we going to be in? What joy are we going to go into? What are we going to share with others? We have that ability to make that choice. So
Mhm.
gratitude can start as soon as you open your eyes in the morning. I like to say, do it before you get out of bed, before your feet even touch the
Yeah.
floor. Start saying your gratitude, because that's
Mhm.
going to set your mood for the whole day.
Yes,
It's going to,
and it's something really important that people need to understand because we're really demanding. That's another thing when I tell them when I'm doing my readings on Facebook, I see people, um, they don't say hi, they ignore the other people, the rest of the people who are asking. And I told them, and I stopped the live or the readings and I told them, look, we have to be noble, we have to be respectful, we have to have compassion for others.
right.
But we can be demanding. You don't demand. Why? Not because I don't want you to give, I don't want you to give a message. It's because by demanding, you're stopping everything. Instead of being
Yes.
a demanding person, say thank you first. Or at
Mhm.
least say hi, change, and start for
Yes.
something.
Mhm.
Don't, thank God in my life, I never have a bad experience like people, sometimes there's people saying things that Has nothing to do with the topic of the life.
Right. Yeah.
Thank God I never passed that experience. Just people who are demanding. And after I explained it to them and talk to them with love, they get it. And they switch right away.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, then you see, that was your message. Be less demanding, be more kind, try to have more love. And then I start making funny things too, so they could laugh.
Oh yeah. Lighten it up.
Yes. I'm like, oh, come on. You have to be laughing and smiling and be happy.
Yeah.
I always tell them, and sometimes I have really good lives, really good programs when sometimes I'm a crybaby. I'm really extremely sensitive that sometimes I
Me
just start
too.
crying.
Me too.
And then everybody starts crying, and I'm like, look, I'm crying of happiness. I'm not crying of stuff because I'm sad.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes I feel when Virgin Mary is with us is something that I cannot explain. It's I have no words. So I just start crying and I'm giving messages and I'm crying and I'm trying to hold it, but I can't. And one of the most emotional problems that I have is when I was telling them, look, if today I'm here and tomorrow I'm gone, please, the least you could do for me before I come and put your feet out, like, is remember everything that I told you.
Yes.
Be happy. Don't be sad. Don't worry about things. Enjoy your life, your health. That there's people who doesn't have it right now. Be grateful. Just smile and say, you know what? I remember that crazy lady who was talking on a live one. That's the way I want you guys to remember me. I don't want you guys to remember me because I was your teacher or because I show you something. I'm like, no, remember from the bottom of your heart that honor the person who's going to leave or who's not here instead of being sad. And then everybody start crying again. I'm like, no, don't cry.
Crying is good. Tears are beautiful.
Yes. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's something really nice. Oh my goodness. Ruth was calling me.
Oh yeah, she has an appointment with you, and so she's scooting us out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, and yes, it is. It is the top of the hour. Oh my gosh, Monsi, this has been so amazing. I have to have you back. I love talking to you. But let's, if you're willing, let's do a show together and give some messages, some angel messages. We both channel the angels. We both bring in those wonderful messages that our lovely angel helpers give us, and the ascended masters and ancestors. I would love to invite you to do a show together and give out some messages to the audience.
It will be a pleasure.
And I'm just so grateful to everybody that showed up today, that's just showing so much love and making so many beautiful comments. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on and listening and pouring your heart out into ours and loving on us. Those of you who are not familiar with me, I am traveling. I have been traveling since September the 11th of 2020, and I'm traveling for a purpose. It is a mission called the Peace on Earth Tour, and I'd love for you all to check out the website peaceonearthtour.live and find out what it's all about, because I go about the country doing land blessings, bringing in messages from the angels to different parts of the country, and sending out an energy of peace to all of those places. So anyone who's not familiar with the Peace on Earth Tour, I invite you to go check out that website, peaceonearthtour.live, and you can see the journey on there. And right now I'm in beautiful Colorado. I'm getting ready to leave here in a few days, and I'll be going to South Dakota, where I will be for a week. So please check that out. And Monsi, I know there's a lot of people here that follow you and know how to reach you, but there are others who may not be familiar. So please share with us how people can reach out to you.
Yes, thank you very much, Teri, for the invitation. I really appreciate it. I'm so happy to be here. It's like when you told me, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, really? Wow. I'm really happy with you and Ruth and Lily
Thank you.
and
Yes.
Angelo, because I met Lily because of Angelo. So I'm really grateful with all of you for being such nice persons to me. And it's a pleasure being here. I will be here anytime you want me to. And thank you to all the audience who doesn't know me and the people who knows me. Muchas gracias a todas las que están aquí por haber estado aquí apoyándome siempre y por seguirme a donde voy. So it's been really a pleasure, Teri, being here.
Thank you. And so how do people find you if they don't know how to reach out to you? Is there a website or?
Oh, for the
is it-
website, yeah, it's under my name. Well, I don't have a website yet. I'm still working on it, but I have the page on Facebook and
On
the
Facebook.
channel on YouTube with the same name, Monserrat Ángeles y Arcángeles. They could follow me in either one, YouTube or Facebook. You will find me right away, right there.
Awesome. Well, I hope that you all, if you have never experienced Monserrat before, I hope that you will look her up and listen. She's got beautiful YouTube videos. I have been watching. So check her out. And, you know, maybe there's a show coming up that she has. Is there, Monserrat? Is there a show that people can tune into that's coming up?
Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow, I think I'll do the live tomorrow on my page.
At what time?
Around 3 p.m. from Los Angeles, Pacific.
Okay, 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Mhm.
That's 6 p.m. in Eastern time.
Yeah.
And so check it out and jump on that show and just get some more of this beautiful lady. I love you so
you.
much. Thank you.
Thank you, Teri. Thank you
for
very much.
being here. And yeah, we'll schedule a time when we can come back together and give out some messages and bless some people with messages from the angels.
Okay.
That'll be
Thank
awesome.
you.
I look forward to that. All right, everyone. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. I end all of my shows with namaste, y'all. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. Thank you so much. I love you. Bye, everybody. Bye, Mansi. Thank you again.
Bye. Thank you.